Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, I wanted to work on some figure studies. And I haven't done studies yet of more than one figure, and it's always an interesting challenge to have two figures interacting with one another. So I thought it'd be really fun for today's video, and I've been really itching to get back into doing these figure studies because I find them really helpful. And I'm going to be working off a reference pack by Studio Grafit, who makes amazing reference photo packs for artists. And they recently came out with a new reference pack called 100 plus couple poses and portraits. If you would like to study along with me, then definitely make sure to check out Grafit Studio and their amazing library of reference packs. Feel free to use my discount code for 20% off all of their reference packs. Just type in ChrisHong20 when you go to checkout and you'll get 20% off all of their packs. So in today's video, I'm gonna challenge myself to see if I can do, if I can fill out this page of the sketchbook in about an hour's time. Usually these kinds of videos takes me up to 2 hours to do, but I really want to approach these drawings more gesturally and with less rendering like I usually do with them. Also, in the spirit of October, I'm going to be using these fine liners to draw. So without further ado, let's get into doing these figure studies. I'm gonna start out by using the paper Mate Flair ultra fine, I guess felt tip pen. It's a pen that I like sketching with a lot, so I'm hoping that this one will go over well. Our first one here. So I'm gonna try to do these fairly small so that I can approach them more gesturally. Of course, I'm always nervous when I'm trying to draw on camera, but hopefully I'll get over that pretty quickly here. So I do like drawing with this pen quite a bit, but it is like a little bit scratchy. The ink doesn't flow quite like readily. And I think that's what I like about it. It allows me to make a lot of marks. Marks before I have to make like the final line, I guess. What's the word I'm looking for? Like I don't have to commit right away. I can make a lot of non-committal lines before I make the final line, I guess. Really garbled his face there, but doesn't really matter. I definitely feel more invested in these like figure drawings when I'm liking where the face is going. That's probably why I always start out with the face. Also, I have a harder time attaching the face after the fact, like onto the body. So I just like to start out with the head. The head, I mean, not the face. I have a hard time attaching the head to the body after the fact, so. So I'm gonna feel free to also take some creative liberties here. I'm drawing the male figure a lot closer to the female than the photo, but I think that's fine. probably should plant the feet. Yeah, so the fine liner I like using because I can make a lot of like scratchy marks. It works well with how I like to draw. I don't really draw in like clean, continuous lines that are perfect. I need to like really search for my lines on the paper, but it is also sometimes a little bit too scratchy, I find. But like I said, I do think it kind of works well for my way of drawing. Okay, these legs are looking a little not the greatest. Also, this pen might be running a little low on ink. I'm not entirely sure. So I got the general shape of the legs in. Now to bring out some of the anatomy, like the kneecaps. Yeah, let's throw some tone in there. For the darker bits in the drawing. Okay, what else could we do here? I think I'm gonna throw some tone onto the legs here. I know I can't help it. I can't help but throw some tone around. It just feels a little unfinished. Even though these are meant to be quick gestures. Let's throw a shadow under this foot here to really make it look like she's lifting her foot off the ground. I find side views really hard to try to show depth somehow, especially when I'm working more linearly like this. I feel like the drawing feels a little flat, and that's why I can't seem to move on. Let's indicate this cast shadow here. Maybe that'll help. Put this leg in shadow. Pay a little bit more attention to things like hands and feet. All right, let's move on to our next one. All right, let's move on to our next one. I'm gonna continue using this pen for now, and then I'll maybe switch to the other pens. Okay, so this one, I wanna maybe block it in a little bit instead of totally freehanding, just because yeah, it's a bit more complex of a pose. So yeah, that's what I like about this Paper Mate pen. I can make these really light marks because the ink doesn't flow so readily, and I know some people probably won't like that, but I personally like that for the way I like to draw, because I need a lot of guidelines. And yeah, I don't like to get straight to the point. I need to like kind of search and search before I can commit. And sometimes I will have some fun with the faces, and I find that I will enjoy the drawing process more if I enjoy how I've drawn the face. The models in this pack are really beautiful. I always have a hard time drawing faces that are like not straight on. I know I can turn the paper, but I feel like that's like cheating almost. Like I need to be able to draw it at this angle, which I know is like really silly. So I'm definitely spending a lot more time on the faces here. Okay, here's the general shape of it. Now let's get the back of this guy. And the arm. Yeah, it's like, what do I draw first here? I feel like I already messed up. Drew this arm way too low. There's just so many limbs. I don't know where to begin. Okay, I'm gonna adjust this camera a little bit so it's closer to the drawing. Hopefully you can see that better now. And sorry about the lighting. The lighting is always awful in my videos. I don't know if it's the lighting, I don't know if it's my phone, but I think I will be upgrading pretty soon to the latest iPhone. So hopefully my lighting will improve once I do that. But again, I'm not sure if it's the phone or if it's the lighting, but it's always been a struggle for me in these videos to keep it consistent. Even when I lock the exposure, it's constantly changing. So it's frustrating. Okay, yeah, this one I'm spending way too much time on. So let's get a move on. I always have a hard time drawing butts, for reals. They always end up so flat. Get the general silhouette of those legs. We can toss in some anatomy cues later. I wonder how much time I'll spend on each one. I think the last one I spent maybe about 10 minutes on it. So hopefully we can keep this one or to that pace. But this one I think will definitely take me a bit longer. It is a more complex pose, I think. All right, let's get the rest in here. It's okay to draw through the figure. Okay, then kind of misplaced this leg in the blocking, but it's okay. Yeah, she ended up with a real small leg there, but it's fine, whatever. I feel like I definitely needed to zoom out like my eyes a little bit with these. I think I definitely got a little bit too zoomed in, so things look a little bit disproportionate, but we'll roll with it, and I'll try to hide some of these lines with my rendering. Okay, let's just throw some light tone in here like we did in the previous pose. And work on the back here a little bit more. Yeah, some of this anatomy is really subtle. Yeah, the back can be really tricky. I always try to remember the scapulas and obviously the spine. And I find that sometimes you can just get away with that. You don't need too much. You don't need to like try to show everything you know about the anatomy. This one's definitely taking a little bit longer than the one before. Let's see, I don't know. Do I want to show some tone in the back here? Let's see, why not? Yeah, I'm gonna not tone his legs because I want to kind of keep them separate from her. Is that where we're gonna leave things? All right, I think that's where we're gonna leave this one. On to the next. Let's maybe switch it up and try using the Micron fine liner. So I don't use this pen very often, but I know it is a beloved choice of many artists, and that's why I really want to also try to get used to using this pen. But compared to the Paper Mate pen that I was just using for these two drawings, the ink in this pen flows very, very well, almost too well for me, and that is why I have a harder time drawing with it, because I feel like I can't make as many of these like necessary guidelines that I sometimes need. So I think for this one, I'm going with what I think is somewhat of an easy pose because again, I'm kind of nervous about drawing with this pen here. But we'll start with the head. See, look how well it flows. I need to like be actually decisive with my mark making. maybe that'll be good for me. You know, like challenge yourself, right? So yeah, I feel like I'm already talking less because I'm trying to concentrate here, especially these hands. Hands are definitely a weak point in my figure drawing studies, and feet, and straight lines. All right, good enough, good enough. I hope I left enough room for the female figure. This leg's gonna be a bit of a challenge because of the foreshortening. Oh. Let's plant the feet. Can you see that? I feel like it might be a little bit small on the screen. I always garble these feet. Like how to make this leg look like it's being foreshortened and not like it's a really disfigured tiny leg. I don't know yet. For now, it's I feel like it looks like a disfigured tiny leg. This one's not going too well, but I'll keep trucking on for now. Maybe draw this cast shadow underneath this arm. All right, let's get the female figure in there. She's got kind of an upturned head. Oh, I like how I drew that face actually, even though it's all shorthanded. Her rib cage is turned this way. Let's get that hand in there. I feel like this pen is definitely making me a little bit more careful, I think, which can be a good thing. Definitely did not give her enough of a long neck here, which which maybe I'll try to fix or like hide with the hair. And let's get the other hand in. Probably drawing that way too big. Yeah, probably. But these drawings are pretty small, so I feel like I can get away with a lot of little mistakes like that. And I definitely didn't overlap the figures enough, but that's fine. And let's think about wrapping this one up. Go back to some of the faces and the hands. Really make sure there's a bit more clarity with the gestures of the hands. Can we make this leg look less like it's a weird stumpy leg? I don't know, I worry about making it look worse, so I might just leave it there. Yeah, I might just leave it there. Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, so that's our first 3. Okay, I think I want to tackle this pose next. And we're going to continue using the Micron pen here. Hopefully this one goes over well. Oh, I'm nervous. All right, let's do it. Okay. No turning back now. So yeah, the faces I feel like are pretty crucial in this drawing here. You really gotta make that connection. Otherwise, it'll be a dull drawing. And also, I think the hands are really important in this drawing as well. I always like leave out a finger. I never have enough room for all 5 fingers. That's okay. No one's gonna count, right? I gotta get her hand too. And it's gotta look very delicate, which is really tough for me. Yeah, this pose is all about the hands and the expression of the face. And look at all these overlaps of her chest here, and then the arm. I'm like, which one do I draw first, you know? I mean, it's okay to draw over the forms, but I don't want it to get too convoluted, So that's why I'm trying to be mindful of these overlaps, because a pose like this, it has a chance of getting too busy looking because there are many overlapping elements. And because the ink here flows so well, I can't make many mistakes. Otherwise, it'd be too visible. All right, now I gotta draw this hand. Again, this hand is pretty important because it's like supporting the figure. Just gonna draw a mitt and then just carve the fingers out of it. Yeah, this figure here, or this pose, is really like a puzzle piece. And I want all these limbs and stuff to feel like they're really touching each other. So there's like tension between them for that sense of closeness, I guess. Kind of reverting back to my old ways of drawing. Yeah, this one's kind of tough. This one's kind of tough. I like the delicate pose of her feet. Now paying attention to all these little spaces. Should I draw the box? I suppose I should draw the box. Otherwise it looks like they're floating. I should draw the cast shadow from this leg. That'll help prop this leg forward from the box. And also cast shadow from these legs. Yeah, this one was tough. I feel like they don't really feel like they're embracing to me. Like there's a bit of a lack of tension. I think I maybe concentrated on the wrong things here. Maybe some more shadows. I don't know. Maybe we just leave it at that. Okay, Next, maybe I try using a different pen for the next one. I'm definitely running out of room. I definitely misplaced this drawing here, but hey, maybe that way we can actually stay under an hour. Maybe I don't have to draw 6 different 2-figure poses. Maybe 5 is enough, right? So for this one, I'm gonna use a Staedtler pigment liner, fine liner pen that I've had for years. So it's actually pretty low on ink, but that's kind of how I like it. It kind of gives me the same effect as the Paper Mate ultrafine felt tip pen. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna draw this pose here. It's got some pretty extreme angles, so I'm gonna try to block in this one so that I can properly map it out. Let's see, how do I start? So, this one's pretty extreme. Hopefully I leave enough room for another pose if I can help it. But yeah, I really like how this pen feels when I draw with it, because I don't remember, because I've had this pen for so long, I don't remember if it just dispenses ink like this because that's how this pen is, or if it's because I've had it for so many years that it's kind of low on ink right now. I don't use pen very often, or I never used to anyway, so I don't remember. But yeah, being able to draw like this, it really allows me to be a lot looser and allows me to figure out the placement of things better without having to really commit. I really like her pose here and this foot. But also drawing this way can lead to pretty messy drawings because I'm less decisive about my marks. So I have to tread lightly. But this is a tough one. I know, I feel like I say that about every pose, but this especially, like, look at all these extreme angles. Gotta make sure the hands are clear. Again, with these kinds of 2-figure poses, I feel like hands are especially important, especially if they're like touching each other and interacting with one another. So it's okay to slow down and try to figure it out before drawing them in. I think I'm gonna approach the faces here a little bit more cartoonily, because why not? Okay, now her face. I think maybe I'm gonna put her in shadow. To keep things simple. Yeah, I really have to actually turn my head for this. Hopefully that looks all right. Good enough. Good enough. Gonna just throw her all in shadow there. All right, now let's start finalizing some of these details. Actually, I gotta get, oh man, it gets a little convoluted back here, doesn't it? So we gotta get his arm that's supporting her in. But she's also got her other hand on that arm. Maybe that's enough to show that. And then her arm goes behind him there. Okay. This was fun though. I hope those of you out there who are studying with me are also having a lot of fun doing these. Yeah, the two figure poses are definitely more challenging, but at the same time, because they're more fun, it makes it more fun. Like it makes it easier to do them almost. Like I feel a lot more engaged doing them. And in a way that makes it easier. Because I guess it just engages my brain more, so yeah. All right, let's get all those stomach muscles in without going overboard. But because there is so much like contraction in the stomach muscles there, I definitely want to show some. Yeah, so it's not just like a flat void. I want to show those contracting muscles at play, but again, not too much. So yeah, if you guys have experience using these pens that I've used so far in the video, I'm curious to hear which pen is better suited for your drawing style or your drawing method. Even though the Micron pen, I have a harder time with it, I don't mind the drawings. They've definitely got a different look to them. And definitely make sure to get that cast shadow underneath this foot. Because that's an important part of this pose here, I think. I don't want this whole leg to get lost. I feel like it's getting a little bit lost. Put it back in shadow. How shall I? Should I throw some tone on this leg? Yeah. Let's do that. I love finding limbs to like push back into shadow so we can pop some out into the foreground, like this leg here that I'm trying to pop into the foreground. Got a little bit messy here, so I feel like it's not the most successful, but okay. Wow, that one took the longest, I think. I think that one took about 17 minutes. So this video probably gonna go over an hour, but I don't know, I still have energy left to draw. Let's keep on going. Can I find a pose that will fit this space perfectly or near perfectly? I will try. I shall try. If not, I may draw just like a single figure, but that's not gonna be as satisfying, so I don't know. All right, so I couldn't find a 2-figure pose that would fit this space perfectly or that would make me happy enough. So I'm just gonna draw the female pose in this photo because I think it'll fit this space really nice, and I really like the pose here. And I'm gonna continue sketching with the Staedtler pigment liner. So yeah, let's get in there. I really like this pose and her expression. I always rush the hands and garble them. It's really hard for me to make them look very delicate. Maybe I try to do too much with the pen. We'll leave it at that for now. Yeah, it's too bad I can't fit the other figure in here. It'd be nice to show like what she is resting against. Hopefully I gave myself enough room for the legs here. Uh-oh. I hope so. Yeah, these kinds of extreme foreshorten angles are tough, but it's really good practice. Practicing overlapping of these forms. Make sure that foot is in the frame. That's all we need to do. Okay, that's an adequate foot. I feel like the underwear really helps understand what's going on. Also understand the perspective of things. Okay. The chest. And yeah, the underwear does really help give this area more volume, so it doesn't look so flat. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely a pretty chill one. I feel like these drawings went over a lot better than I thought they would. I felt kind of rusty, so I was kind of scared to try to tackle a two-figure figure study. But yeah, I think overall these drawings came out pretty well, considering I was also using pen, which I'm still getting used to using. So I'm gonna do this. Because I don't know why. Well, I wanted this leg to cast a shadow under all that leg. I don't know if that is necessarily exactly what I was after, but too late now. Also, yeah, do that as well. Yeah, just do that. Sorry, I'm not very good at explaining like all of my choices and decisions that I make, because sometimes I don't really know why I do what I do myself. So yeah, because these legs feel so empty. I'm trying to look for ways to throw in little hints of anatomy. Because I can't rest with just like a linear drawing. I always need to go in with a little bit of tone. Otherwise, it feels not complete to me. Is that it? Are we finished here? I kind of don't like how I did the face too cartoony in this one, but what can you do? Last scan over. All right, I think that's it. Well, this one seems kind of boring now compared to all the other ones. That isn't missing the second figure. Yeah, this one seems all boring now. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So this is how my page of figure studies turned out. I know I didn't quite get these done in under an hour because each pose took over 10 minutes, but I think for me, These were done fairly quickly and I really like how the drawings turned out, so I would consider this a success. I hope some of you were drawing along with me. Again, if you want to check out Grafit Studio's reference packs, I'll leave a link to the pack that I used for today's video, but they have so many different packs available that you can check out. They have been so helpful for me in brushing up on my anatomy and drawing skills. So if you also wanted to brush up on your figure drawing and drawing in general, I highly recommend checking them out. I'll have them again linked down below in the description box. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to those who have been drawing along with me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!